Hello and welcome to my top 5 comedy film countdown by me, Alex Enright.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you.
Alright, so let's get into it. First off at number 5 is the Rom-Zom-Com, which stands for Romantic Zombie Comedy, directed by Edgar Wright and starring Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. Shaun of the Dead is the first film in a Cornetto trilogy, with the other films being Hot Fuzz and The World's End.
Romantic zombie comedy.
Right, slightly unusual. Where did you get that idea from?
It just came from the fact that we wanted to do two things at once. We kind of like the idea of mixing two genres but keeping them both pure at the same time. Mm-hmm. It's easy with horror. It's quite easy to send up because its themes are so grand and they're so easy to kind of lampoon. But we kind of wanted to make a horror film and a comedy and have both things running at the same time.
So, to put it simply, Shaun of the Dead is about two best friends called Shaun and Ed, and they get stuck in a zombie apocalypse, and Shaun has to save his girlfriend and her friends, and his mum and his stepdad. And they decide that the best place to hide out from the zombies is Shaun and Ed's favourite pub, the Winchester. So they have to get there without being eaten alive by zombies and survive there until the zombie apocalypse ends. Shaun of the Dead is on my list because it is a great mixture of zombies, and who doesn't love zombies because they're just simply awesome, and a funny script that creates a somewhat realistic film about a zombie apocalypse. Shaun of the Dead shows the idea that if there was a zombie apocalypse, that everyday life would not change too much. I love the characters Shaun and Ed because they just have such a great bromance, even though they have very different personalities. Shaun is a guy who's trying to live life how you should by having a job and trying to sustain a relationship with his girlfriend Liz, but he can't handle it and all just seems to fall apart. Ed is his lazy best friend that just sits on the couch and plays PlayStation 2 all day.
Do you want anything from the shop?
Cornetto.
These characters are very relatable to many people, and their relationship is very humorous. The script is very clever in this film. The way they repeat lines or themes throughout the film, but they change meaning because of the zombies, always made me laugh. Such as near the start of the film, when Ed is playing a video game and Shaun says,
All top left.
Uh-huh.
I was going to say, reload? I'm on it. Since...
Oh, sorry, shot.
Then later on, this is repeated when they are trapped in a Winchester and the zombies are breaking in, and Ed says the same words to Shaun as he is shooting the zombies.
Top left! Reload! I'm on it! Nice shot.
Did you know that David Walliams auditioned for the role of David, and that Chris Martin from Coldplay appears in this movie twice, once as himself in a news report at the end of the film promoting the charity Zombaid, and again as a zombie when Shaun and Liz escape from the basement of the Winchester. He can be seen playing the zombie walking past the phone booth. To put it simply, this film is classic and I love it.
Alright, gay.
Next up at number 4 is the prank film by Jackass titled Bad Grandpa, that is directed by Jeff Tremaine and starring Johnny Knoxville and the lovable little cheeky child star that's Jackson Nichol.
You get all the outrageousness and pranks and stunts of a Jackass film, but we attached a Paper Moon type narrative. And I think you're going to be surprised at how invested you'll be in mine and Billy's relationship in it. So,
How would you, if your friends ask you what is Bad Grandpa about, what do you tell them? How do you describe the movie?
I would probably say, it's a movie that you should not see, and you'd probably like it.
So, as Johnny said, Bad Grandpa is a prank movie with a loose narrative. The story is that there is an outrageous old man called Irving that is played by Johnny, and his wife passes away, so he's now a free man and decides to go out and have fun. But because his daughter goes to jail, he has to now look after his grandson Billy, played by Jackson. And they travel the country together to take Billy to his dad so he can look after him, and they get into lots of trouble along the way. I love Bad Grandpa because the people's reactions are hilarious. There's one scene where Jackson dresses up as a little girl and enters a beauty pageant to hopefully come first and win some money, but during his performance he strips off and dances on a stripper pole, and Johnny comes on the stage and throws money at him. This unsuspecting mother's reactions is priceless as their jaws drop in shock and they shield their daughter's eyes from what they are seeing. Absolutely genius.
wanna have some fun?
Yeah.
You're a pretty little girl. You got it?
One of these playing party.
Is that weird? We've just never seen it, so it's different.
I also love this film because Little Jackson is such a brilliant child actor. His complete fearlessness to prank strangers is very impressive, and there could not have been a better person to play his role.
Stripper stay clean.
I look like a stripper?
I'll just call you Cinnamon.
The film is brilliant because who doesn't like to laugh at people, especially when they are completely clueless that they're getting pranked.
I'm sorry.
You are sorry. You're sorry as hell.
You're very pretty when you're
pissing
mad.
me off.
Did you know that it took Johnny around 3 hours of sitting in a chair to be transformed into Irving due to all the makeup work that needed to be done? And that Johnny says that Irving is somewhat based off his father because they have similar characteristics, but is really just a more perverted version of himself. Coming in at number 3 is the film about a talking teddy bear that is also a massive stoner. This is of course the film Ted, directed by Seth MacFarlane and starring Mark Wahlberg, Mila Kunis, and Seth as the voice of Ted.
Basically, it starts out with this young boy who doesn't have many friends is given a teddy bear for Christmas. And it's kind of like one of those Teddy Ruxpins where if you squeeze it, it'll say, I love you, but it's very limited in its vocabulary. He makes a Christmas wish that is granted, that his bear comes to life. And then you cut to him, 30-something years old, living the crazy life with this bear and trying to balance the relationship that he has with the bear with his girlfriend who's kind of, pushing him to grow up and act a little more adult, which is very difficult to do when you have a pot-smoking, coke-sniffing, prostitute-banging teddy bear in your life.
It's a love triangle between 3 individuals, one of which happens to be a talking teddy bear.
So Mark explained it very well there, so I won't bother repeating the storyline to you again. But yes, this is a film about a talking and drug-taking teddy bear. Pretty awesome.
This place is a wreck. Who are these girls?
They're hookers, so it's fine.
I mean, who didn't want their toys to come alive when they were younger? This film is like Toy Story if Woody and Buzz were sleeping with prostitutes and doing drugs. I thought the jokes in this film were hilarious, especially because most of them are said by Ted, and it's very ridiculous that a talking teddy bear that is supposed to be cute is saying rude things. I also love the fight scene in the film between Ted and Mark's character John, because it looks so ridiculous to see a man have a full-scale fight with a toy. This film isn't all jokes because you can see the relationship between John and Ted, and that John sees him as not only a teddy bear, but as another person, as his best friend, even though he is a loser. A very heartwarming bromance. Did you know that Ted could have never happened? Mark Wahlberg and Seth MacFarlane both narrowly missed being on one of the planes that hit the World Trade Center. Mark was booked onto one of the planes but decided to drive up to New York and fly to California later, and Seth was scheduled on the same flight but arrived at gate 10 minutes late and was unable to board. He was sitting in the airport when he saw that his plane had hit the North Tower of the World Trade Center. This means that Family Guy would have probably ended in 2001 and Ted would have never been made. Strange thought. Chances are, if you like Family Guy, you are going to love Ted. In the runner-up spot at number 2 is the comedy remake of the 1987 to 1991 crime drama TV series. What is this drama remake, you ask? Well, it's 21 Jump Street, directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, and starring funny man Jonah Hill and every teenage girl's favourite actor, Channing Tatum.
There's 2 young cops played by Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum, who are kind of enemies in high school originally, and when they meet in police academy, they become friends. And then they get a chance to go undercover and go back to high school, and then all of their old issues get kind of rehashed once again. And it's kind of a fun idea, we thought, of young cops getting a second chance to go back to high school. A little bit of wish fulfillment. Maybe this time I'll do things differently. but at the same time, all your same insecurities that you had the first time come right back.
So, as Christopher Miller said, this film is about two people who did not get along in high school. Jonah is a nerd and Channing is a jock. They then meet later in life in police school and become partners and best friends. They are then assigned to the 21 Jump Street division just because they look young enough to be in high school and have to track down a new drug that is being abused by lots of high school kids. So they go in as undercover cops and their roles get quickly reversed as Channing becomes more of a nerd and Jonah becomes the cooler kid.
I'll turn that gay-ass music off.
You punch me because I'm gay?
What? No, Oh, come on.
That's not cool, man.
That is really insensitive.
I didn't punch him because he's gay. I punched him, and then he happened to turn out to be gay afterwards.
I was gay when you punched me.
In a weird way, it might have been homophobic not to punch you just because you were gay.
Right.
I love Jonah Hill, so he really makes this film for me, and Channing really surprised me because he's normally in romantic girl films such as Dear John and The Vow, but was very funny in this. One of my favourite bits in this film is when they both take the drug for the first time and are trying to keep their cool while talking to the PE teacher.
Here's the deal. My track team is full of physically incapable rejects. I mean, if I wasn't the coach, I'd be laughing my ass off at how spastic they are, but I am the coach, so I need you. I need me some Doug McQuaid. You understand? I need you to run anchor in the 4x400 at today's track meet. You do that, and I'll sign this pass. Don't blow on me, son. I haven't trained. Guys, don't make me take you to the principal's office. Do we have a deal? Yes. Nice. I don't like that. Put your tongue back in your mouth. Put your tongue in your mouth and close it. What are you doing? Stop it. Actually, that's not bad. All right, here you go. Are you guys on drugs? Okay.
Jonah and Channing make a great partnership, and I cannot wait until 22 Jump Street releases. Did you know that Jonah lost over 50 pounds during filming because he and Channing are required to do a number of physically demanding stunts? Seeing the top spot at number 1 is the classic that is Superbad. This piece of comedy gold is directed by Greg Mottola and starring Michael Cera, Jonah Hill, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, Bill Hader, Seth Rogen, Martha McIsaac, and Emma Stone.
It's about friends who are kind of afraid of being apart, you know, going through separation anxiety and going to different schools and kind of dependent on each other. And then it's kind of disguised as a movie about getting alcohol and trying to get with girls. But I mean, what's really driving it is the fact that these guys don't know what they're going to do without each other. Right?
And they're freaked out because they're going to go to different schools. And it takes place in one night. And everything basically goes wrong in their quest to buy alcohol, but really their kind of problems with each other surface, the two best friends. And then Chris, this character, McLovin, he gets on an adventure of his own. He gets arrested by the cops. And
Seth and Bill.
Seth Rogen and Bill Hader.
Of course.
They go on their own wacky little adventure around town. It's the two most irresponsible cops ever.
This film is amazing because it's a very realistic script, apart from Chris Mintz-Plasse going on an adventure with the police, and reminded me of times when I would go to a party with my friends and try to get served alcohol and spend an hour trying to somehow get it and then get to the party. There are so many funny bits in this film, but one I particularly like is just before they try to get alcohol at the liquor store, and Fogel, played by Mintz-Plasse, is freaking out, and Seth, played by Jonah Hill, is having a go at him.
Killing me won't get you alcohol, jerk off. I'm the one with the fake ID.
Well, then I'll cut your dumb little fucking face off, throw it over mine, and get your ID and buy it my fucking self.
Oh, really? You don't have the technology or the steady hands to pull off a procedure like that. So, peace.
There are also many classic jokes that Jonah Hill says throughout this film that I've seen used all over Twitter many times.
She wants to fuck me. She wants my dick in or around her mouth.
Plus, you scratch our backs, we'll scratch yours.
Well, Jules, the funny thing about my back is that it's located on my cock.
Did you know that Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg started writing this script when they were just 13 years old, and the story is an exaggerated version of their high school experiences? They started writing it because they just wanted to see if they could write a movie. Also, Christopher Mintz-Plasse was only 17 during the time of filming, so his mother had to be on set during the filming of the sex scene. How embarrassing. So that concludes my top 5 comedy film countdown. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.